Okay, guys, we are live. And then another, go ahead.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. We're back with match review. So 28 games, unbeaten streak continues. We now beat Chile in Chile without Lionel Messi, Lionel Scaloni, and some of the other guys, as we discussed. So yeah, let's talk about the match. I guess it's each of you take a turn and give your take on how did you think the match go. Bit short and sweet so that we could discuss some nuances and the following round. Yeah, let's start with Sid. You first one visible next to me.
Yeah, so I am very, very happy, not only because that my prediction came true of 2-1, and Krishna messaged me yesterday. I was like, yeah, my prediction came true. But yeah, it was really, really good football played by Argentina yesterday. I am really happy. Although being a little greedy here, we could have got one more. I think we could have got one more, but I have no complaints. Very, very good match by Argentina. And I don't know if you guys will agree to me or not, but I felt the team was much more fluid yesterday. I don't know, it's just my observation that the team was much more fluid, whether it was a factor involving that Messi not being there, or Scaloni left all the instructions to Samuel L. Placenta, or they themselves took up on this game and made all those decisions. Whatever that X factor was, our game was really, really, really good. So such fluid passing I haven't seen since long time. Rodrigo De Paul, that guy is a monster. I mean, there were few moments, even in Copa America, even in the semifinals when he missed that penalty. I was like, here we go again. A guy shows promise, but somehow when it comes to that ultimate point to prove, he screws up. But the way he is playing since the final of Copa America 19 and up until yesterday, he has been second best player next to Messi in my view. The amount of energy he has is absolutely phenomenal. And it was really, really pleasing to see Nicolas Tagliafico going up much more well. He didn't stay in his lane. He kept going forward and tracked back decently as well. Even in those departments, I was quite happy. Coming to the defense, there were few moments where Chile could have actually gone on to take the lead in the very first or second minute, but thankfully no one touched it. Uh, Dibu Martinez could have done little better, stopping the equalizer, but it was good on good header by the Chilean player. And after that, as usual, just like the Man United game, I won't say a mistake, but after that moment, Dibu Martinez was very, very good. So overall, very, very few complaints for the team. I am really, really happy with the result.
Yeah. Since you mentioned Rodrigo De Paul's Copa final performance, and I remember one of our discussion, I think it was the match review of the final. I said, apart from Messi and Maradona, I would keep Rodrigo De Paul's Copa final as one of the 5 best performance I have seen by anybody in the national Argentine national team shirt. So, and he is kind of a beast, true leader. Shikhar, your take on the game?
Just goes before to Srikar. I think it would be fair to say that we have truly buried our past, not only by getting that much needed trophy, and going on this beautiful streak of winning 28 games on winning 20 lossless streak of 28 games. But those two finals of 2015 and 2016, where these group of Chilean players literally dented and twisted Argentine's psyche to a level where we all thought that we would never come out of. But that Rodrigo de Paul shot, in which Bravo tried to stop and literally fell down, I think that moment buries those 2 years. I think we are completely out of that phase, and it is those same Chilean players feeling the same brunt what Argentine players felt for 2 years, and the fans felt for 2 years. So it is really pleasing to see them at the receiving end. I'm very happy.
Yeah.
And sorry, fun fact, uh, Chilean fans are very angry with Claudio Bravo and team management of Chile, coach and his supporting staff. The reason was, before we scored the second goal, apparently Bravo put up a hand or some kind of gesture mentioning that he needs to be subbed. He cannot continue. Strangely, it took 5 minutes, 5 complete minutes for the team management uh, to come up with the substitution, which really played to our benefit. And second thing, what Chile fans are angry about, why couldn't just Bravo lie down? If you know that you're injured and you can't be at your 100%, just lie down. Since you're a goalkeeper, referee is not going to do much. So in turn, they are blaming Bravo and the team management for the second goal, and seeing them in fighting is much more pleasing, much more than the
Yeah.
result.
Yeah. In fact, before the second goal, they were showing the bench and Cortes was getting ready. I was wondering why are they changing the goalkeeper? Because Bravo didn't show any sign that he's not comfortable. But yeah, he raised his hand, which I read later. But I saw the goalkeeper getting ready. But frankly speaking, that actually was a very powerful shot. It's goalkeeper coming in means he might have had the same result. He just saved and Lautaro could have scored. So, but yeah, good for them to fight. And actually, with Uruguay winning and them losing, their chances are also getting a little bleak. So yeah, they have reasons to worry, but that's their issue. Let them figure it out. Shikhar, and I'm saying this because I 2016 Copa America final, I was for work. I was in New York City, and there's a beautiful football pub in New York City. It's an amazing, the environment. Everything. So I went to watch the final there. 80% of the crowd were Chilean supporters. Okay, and obviously the match didn't go well, and there was a lot of shouting and everything that happened. So yeah, if Chilean fans are feeling unhappy and they're fighting, I'm happy about it. Shikhar, go ahead. Your take on the match. You're muted.
First thing, Di Maria, fantastic goal again. I mean, it was a worldly, nothing to be. I mean, nothing Bravo could have done, and thankfully, nothing he did about it. And again, Di Maria doing well is a very welcome sign to all of us. He is one guy who can offer pace on the wings, something we desperately need. I really like the left flank today. I mean, Tagliafico, Papu Gomez, and Nico. It was, I mean, all of them were contributing in attack, all of them were contributing in defense. It was nice. It was, I mean, it felt like the flank linked together properly for the first time. Uh, Even though individually, all of them might not have put up a lot of attack or a lot of very good defense, but they were stuck together. They were interchanging passes between them. That was very nice to see. Rodrigo de Paul, last 2 3 years, he's been. I would probably rate him higher than Messi, and I'm a huge Messi fanboy, if anything. So I mean, for his sheer effort, nothing. I mean, nobody can deny that he's always given it his all. Very few players we can say that about over the last 10 years. So uh, again, fantastic from DePaul. Paredes. He's good, but I'd have preferred Guido a little more solid as a defensive midfielder. But fine, Paredes again better with the ball, more fluent with the ball, so comes with the pros and cons. Otherwise, Lautaro's goal was good. I mean, his movement after the Bravo save was smart. He was quick to the ball. Yeah, apart from that, nothing else. And Dibu Martinez, that there was that one long range shot, which where the ball was swerving, it was almost near the top bar, right? That was a very good save. I really like that more than the one in the second half where people are praising him. That kind of shot I've seen Ter Stegen fail to save so many times. I've kind of developed a paranoia over it. So very happy he put up a very strong hand over there. One thing he has, I mean, he's not somebody who's gonna fail to save a ball which he reaches more often than not. He puts up a strong hand when he can reach the ball. So that is, we have the confidence that he'll not make stupid mistakes. He might not be an exemplary goalkeeper. He's not Manuel Neuer or something, but he is a solid, steady presence there, and his confidence is off the charts. It must be intimidating for a striker to face him when he's going around bullying them verbally or with actions. So yeah, Dibu Martinez's attitude sums up Argentina right now. I mean, we're full of cocky people who know that they're Argentines, who know they'll kick your ass. So that confidence is very nice to see after the funk of 14, 15, and 16. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's about it.
yeah. Krishna, you sh-
Hello.
yes, Krishna, go ahead.
Yeah. Congrats, Sid bro. Your prediction got right here again. To be honest, in the back of my mind, somewhere it was saying it's gonna be a 2-0 win, but I don't know. That was a good looping header. Even I didn't know even Chilean players would have expected that to go in. So that was a good goal. By the way, like Srikar said, Di Maria's goal was, I mean, amazing as well as surprising, and that was a good curler. And if you saw the last four goals he scored, it has been pretty extraordinary goals. If you see against France, against Uruguay, against Brazil, and now this is the fourth one. So I think he is in a good mood, to be playing for Argentina. And DePaul again, I mean, what a beast. So his work rate is amazing. One thing which I noticed about DePaul is that though his work rate is amazing, I didn't feel him to be having that kind of good vision to be a good playmaker. But then in the Copa final, if you remember that pass against Messi, I mean to Messi, which he failed to score, that is a pass which with which I realized he actually, I mean, does have the vision. I mean, he can polish his skills and he can be a great playmaker for us. So in that case, I don't think even Lo Celso is required. To be honest, we have a good playmaker like DePaul in that case. Then can have both Paredes as well as Guido Rodriguez in that case. So we will have a good defensive, I mean, midfielders. So that could be one possibility. And Papo Gomez and Nico Gonzalez, good introductions. So like I said, their work rates are good. So they are, I think, remaining in those positions. I don't know if Dybala or someone like, I don't know, Alvarez. Alvarez, I could have, I would have liked to see him play, but then I didn't have the opportunity. But then I don't know how Dybala would have played. But then these two guys, they put in the effort. So that was a good move by the Argentina management. And again, an interesting fact: Emiliano Martinez, whenever he played, we never lost. So I think that is something to count on. Hopefully, he continues with the momentum, and hopefully, like as Srikar was saying, we have that cocky attitude remain. And good finish by Lautaro, by the way. It's not easy.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah,
easy. I mean,
not at
to
all.
have that such timing and to have that accurate positioning of the ball. I mean, when it is coming rebounding. So it was perfect positioning and placing. Good
Yeah,
match.
yeah. Supriyo, yeah, Sid, I'll come. I'll come to you. I'll come to you.
Yeah, talking about the match, it was a good match. Good game by Argentina and good game by Chile as well. It's good to see them actually trying to play football, not kicking and slapping around. So yeah, it was a good match, end-to-end football in the first half. Two great goals, one by obviously Angel Di Maria, another one by Diaz of Chile. So yeah, it was a very good match. Talking about our players, Di Maria was very fantastic. I have seen this whenever Messi is not there, he actually comes and plays a lot better. He plays in the same position as Messi. Obviously, Messi is a much better player, so he doesn't get the scope to do his work. So whenever Messi is not there, he's much more free. We have seen him coming and drifting alone and drifting in the inside, playing the almost same role as Messi, number 10. So first, obviously, it was a great game from him. I'm interested. I'm actually very happy to see Lisandro Martinez doing very well in the back line. You see, he has lost the least number of balls. He was very good on the ball. Did not look uncomfortable. It didn't even see that he was under pressure, any kind of pressure. Otamendi, no silly mistakes, cool, calm. Thankfully, we didn't see any angry games of Otamendi like committing a foul in the penalty box and all things. Emiliano Martinez, I don't think so. I don't think that goal was his fault. It was a very good, cheap header. I don't think it was his fault. Maybe he could have done better. Not sure. But otherwise, he has been fantastic. One long range shot by Paulo Diaz, he has saved. Another one point blank header that in the last moments of the game. That was fantastic. Overall, defense looked solid. Attacking looked very fluid. The transition was almost very good. Rodrigo Ripoll is a very great workhorse from defense to attack. That in the transition, in the playmaking, in holding the ball, he has been absolute fantastic for Argentina in the last 2 years. Those who hasn't seen him in Udinese, I don't know, he is not playing that well in Atletico Madrid. Maybe it is the setup of the Atletico Madrid that is not suiting him, or they are having a bad season anyway. But whoever has seen Atletico people in Udinese, he was the boss in the midfield. He controlled the game. He controlled the game, provided those lovely assets. Even he went on to score goals. He's a fantastic asset for Argentina. Loss also for whatever minutes he got. I was not very impressed with his performance today. Papu Gomez played very well in the first half. Later on, he got injured. His ankle swollen up, so he couldn't perform. He was subbed off most probably, if I remember. One thing about Nico Gonzalez, although he wasn't in the score sheet, but his runs were very good. When the Di Maria was taking that shot, he made an incredible run and creating that space and the angle through which Di Maria could actually curve in the ball, and there was nobody there to save it. Overall, great match. And one good thing that I have seen at the end of the match, everybody went into huddle. That reminds me of Saurav Ganguly's cricket team back in 2002, 2003. So we have found a very good unit, even without Messi, even without our main coach, even without key players missing like Romero and Guido Rodriguez. It was a great match. Only sad thing is there are 3 or 4 players will be suspended: Tagliafico, Otamendi, Rodrigo De Paul, and Paredes. So coming to the next match, it will be very difficult to see how to adjust the midfield. Another thing, I'm very upset to see why Dybala didn't play. I don't know. This was a good opportunity for him. The coach could have tried him. I don't know why he didn't play. Most probably, we will see him for the full 90 minutes in Colombia.
Yeah. Siri wanted to say something in between before I go to Mrigoban. Do you want to?
Yeah.
Just a minute. Why don't you talk? Yeah.
Really sorry to interrupt you guys again, but Dibu Martinez.
হ্যালো
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ
হ্যাঁ তুমি কি কুইজে আছো?
না না না
আচ্ছা, বলছি সোনাকে একটু সেলেন আর বিকশল দিয়ে দেবে, ও ঘুমিয়ে পড়ছে।
দিচ্ছি দিচ্ছি এক্ষুনি দিচ্ছি।
হ্যাঁ
Yeah, Sid, carry on.
Yeah, really sorry to interrupt you guys again.
No.
But yeah, Dibu Martinez did something really, really, really naughty yesterday. I'm unable to find the pic, but what he did is literally unforgivable for most of the fans, except for Argentines. It is literally unforgivable for everyone. I don't know whether it was in the dressing room or someplace else, but he literally sprayed Copa America champion was here. After the match of summer, he literally did it. It's really such a shame that I didn't save the pic, but he literally did it, and Chileans are really, really angry.
Yeah, Mrigoban, why don't you give you an analysis, and I'll just be back in 2 minutes. But I think Mrigoban, you just go ahead and talk about it. the match?
I think to start off with, I think it's great to see Argentina in a certain zone. It is that zone which all the Argentina lovers have wanted to see Argentina for a long, long period of time. And when I say long period of time, I have been following Argentina from 1986. And trust me, after 1986 till 1990, and after 1990, I have not seen Argentina this consistent, this hungry to come out of the field without a defeat. Whether it's a draw, whether it's a win, doesn't matter. But I think whichever team today plays, and they are creating a superb bench. They are creating a lot of alternate players, and all of them have one single motto, that they will not come out of the field defeated, come what may. And I think this is a phenomenal asset, that and a virtue that the coach has been able to build, the coach and the management team has been able to build. And this will go a very long way into the World Cup. When you meet the likes of the Germans, the British, the Spanish, the Spaniards, it will be a great asset. So I think that is what is holding true. I mean, they have just started believing that every match, they are either going to be winning the match or they're at least going to draw the match. But they will not just get defeated and come out. So I think that that's a great virtue, and that's a great mental space to be in. That's the first point, which is what kind of saw us today also, through, because going to Chile, playing against a very hostile team, a team which is, absolutely in need of a win, playing in the high altitude of Mount Atacama. These are great signs. These are signs that the team is mentally and physically extremely in a strong position. Obviously, tactically and all these things, those things will come into the picture. But the first and the most important for a team is that it is strong mentally and physically to take on any opponent under any condition. And I think today's Argentina team, the team that is there, these 20 players or 22 players that they have got, are all aligned in the same direction. This is fantastic to see. So that's the first important point that comes out after today's match, because as yesterday also, I didn't believe that we are going to come out with a win. I thought that a 1-1 draw would be at best. I didn't feel that we will be defeated, but yes, I thought that probably a 1-1 draw is going to be the best at least. But having come out of Chile with a win is a fantastic result. That is point number one. Point number two, I think tactically, if I kind of try to dissect the match, defense stood rock solid. With while there were some issues in the defense, but I would rather say that the pair of Otamendi and Lisandro Martinez, I was extremely impressed with what Lisandro Martinez did today. And with this, he has kind of given Scaloni a fantastic option. If Lisandro Martinez can be inducted into the team, can be put into the team with a left back option, I'm not very sure if he can play that in that position, then I think your defense is going to be rock solid in the World Cup. And this is fantastic. The way Otamendi is the boss. Simply, he is the boss of the defense, and he kind of leads the entire four defenders. And along with Dibu, now we have gotten almost an impregnable fort, which is very difficult to break through. That goal is a fluke goal, according to me. Okay, that was a brilliant kind of a lob head, which kind of just went into the goal. Those things don't happen every day. Normally, 90% of the time, this defense and this goalkeeping option is going to come out undefeated or unchallenged. So that's a great thing. However, there are some lacuna in the defense. Primarily, the fact that Molina still has to do a lot more. Defending ability. As far as his defending abilities are concerned, Molina is still not up to the mark. He's a great winger, as I have said. He makes some great runs. But when it comes to defending, in fact, Molina was the one who should have actually got the header. When the ball fell onto Brereton, it was Molina on top of whose head Brereton could actually give that head. So Molina should have actually, since he's a tall guy, he should have actually guessed it well, and he should have timed his jump well. Any good defender, worth his salt, say a Chiellini or a Bonucci would have actually defended that ball. And that's where I think a slight lacuna is there on our right back. Left back, I would say Tagliafico started off a little shaky, but then as the game progressed, he kind of got into the groove. And by the time he got replaced with Acuna, I think the match was all already in the pocket. So I would give a 7 out of 10 to Tagliafico for whatever he did, because he was coming into the match after a very long period of time. But Molina, I think we still have a distance to go. And any guy, worth his salt. For example, I would want to see how Molina stands against Luis Diaz in Colombia match. In the fourth coming match of Colombia, because Luis Diaz is a very skillful guy. So we'll have to just see that thing. And that's one weak area. But otherwise, the defense was very good. Midfield, I thought that, yes, obviously, every guy has said here, Rodrigo De Paul is amazing. He is the workhorse. He's the boss of midfield. He is the boss. He will not allow anybody to kind of, get through to him. He snatches the ball. He is, I mean, from being, say, suppose even 5, 6 months back, he was pure workhorse. Today, I am seeing glimpses of him creating a vision for the match. He is trying to direct the ball into the forward line, and he's trying to create those opportunities, those chances, along with his obviously snatching the entire ball and controlling the possession in the midfield. So I think RDP is absolutely a brilliant, asset to the team now. And with every match, single match, I am seeing he's only improving. He's great, and his enthusiasm is amazing. I mean, I don't know how many of you have seen, but today also, once he was, replaced, and he was on the sidelines. From the sidelines, he was jumping around, and he was actually directing along with the coach to the players that where you have to go and where you have to run. So his involvement in the match is of a different level altogether. I was very, very impressed with Papu Gomez. I think other than in this team, let me tell you, in this team, other than obviously Messi, who is probably the best ball player in the world, there is Di Maria, who is also a ball player and who also, kind of dribbles and all. Papu Gomez is another guy who is a fantastic ball player. Okay, his skills of dribbling, his skills of ball control, his abilities to give through passes are amazing. So I think Papu Gomez has definitely cemented his place. I would want to see his creative side to be at large at play during the World Cup. Okay, so that I think is an additional pointer. Paredes was a little, subdued today, and he was more interested, in kind of, stopping. He was more like a stopper. He was used as a stopper, and he was more in that kind of a form. So I would not comment much on him. Yes, Nico made some fantastic runs, and I think he will also be a great asset. He kind of distracts the opposition's defense, and which will allow, either a Messi or an Aguero, sorry, not an Aguero, but a Di Maria to work their magic. They will have a lot of free spaces because of Nico's runs and because of the way Nico kind of plays. So I think, yes, that's also great. Lautaro was, as usual, he's a poacher. And wherever he will find an opportunity, he will score a goal. He's in a great, patch, as they say. He has already scored 18 goals, by the way. And with these 18 goals, he's above Canigia, he's above, Riquelme, the so-called stalwarts of Argentina team. So I think Lautaro is in a great patch, and he will continue to do very good, in the thing. Alvarez, I was a little, disappointed. I thought that he got certain opportunities to play, because when there were times when he got the ball when there were one or two defenders, and I was expecting him to show some dribbling skills and go and finally take some shots on the opposite goal. But that didn't happen, and I was left a little disappointed with Alvarez, because I think he's a great asset, but he has to show it on the field. So that's that. Di Maria is absolutely brilliant. I mean, I mean that goal was out of the world. That's a world class goal. That's a Ferenc Puskas kind of a goal. And Di Maria has this penchant. I mean, whether it was the France match or whether it was any other match, Di Maria has this penchant of scoring these awesome goals, these absolutely impossible goals. And this will go a long way again in the World Cup. I'm sure Di Maria will score 2 or 3 goals in the World Cup, which will be from a very difficult position and an absolute gem. And that will, completely, change the color of the match. So it's very important to have that kind of a talent in the field, because I don't think other than Di Maria and to an extent Messi, I don't see any of the other players in Argentina to create those kind of impossible goals. And it's very important in the World Cup to have that kind of an asset. So I think, yes, Di Maria is great. Overall, I think we had a great match. It was very tough. The conditions were tough, and the Chileans were obviously, they are always tough with Argentines. So I think overall it was a great match. The only probably a little bit of a lacuna is that what I felt was that while RDP and Papu Gomez were all working like fantastic in the midfield, but I thought that we gave away too many balls in the midfield to the Chileans. They were able to snatch the ball successfully from us. So I think that was one lacuna which should get corrected. But I would rather kind of, direct it to the, the fact that, these guys play after such a long period of time. And this was, after a long period of time that these guys were playing, and, having come from Europe, going through those bio bubbles, probably, they didn't have much time to practice. And, there was a little bit of lack of coherence, what I felt in the midfield, with respect to, snatching the ball and carrying the ball. So, and Chileans were kind of finding it a little easy with us in terms of snatching the ball away from us. So that was the only lacuna. Other than that, I thought the match was perfect. We should have actually scored a third goal, because I thought we got some good opportunities in the second half with Alvarez and Angel Correa. But I think it somehow didn't turn up. And Di Maria could have also scored or the second goal in the first half itself, had he placed it well. But I think he placed it straight into the goalie's hand. So otherwise, I think, yeah, it was a fantastic match, and great willpower, great willpower. I think, see, at the end of the day, when you have to go into a tough tournament like World Cup, and you have to go the distance, it's the willpower. And the Germans have won matches after matches, World Cup after World Cup, just on the basis of team strength and willpower. They never had some great individual players, but as a team, the first 11 was like a rock solid fort. I think I'm seeing Argentina like the Germans, which is amazing. And with Messi on the top and Di Maria on the top, I think we have a winning combination at hand. So, vamos Argentina, all the great. I mean, I would really want to see now what we will do against Colombia. It will be a very tricky match, though it's at home. But yes, with 3-4 central players not being able to be there, since they will be suspended, and it will be a very new look midfield, which will be there with probably the likes of Buendia and some of the other players. I would be very interested to see how we operate on the Colombia match. It will be a very tough match, and Colombia is already salivating. Radamel Falcao has kind of given a statement that with Messi not being there, Colombia fancies a chance to snatch away 3 points. But I am 100% sure that we will not come out defeated of that match also. And finally, one fun fact from my side. I don't know if you guys had kind of noticed it, but Angel Correa, when he came down, he came down with a number 10 shirt. So I thought it was very funny. I was quite surprised to see a number 10 playing. I said, what the hell is happening? Suddenly, where is this number 10 coming in the Argentina, team? And then I kind of, noticed that it was Angel Correa. I don't know where from he got that number 10 shirt. That moment was quite funny to me. But all in all, it was a great match. It was a great fight and a high quality match. After this match, I watched the highlights of the Brazil Ecuador match, which was like a hog fight. It was a pathetic match. People were kicking each other. The Brazil team had got no, coherent, kind of a thing. The goal was kind of from a melee. It was a very nasty and a very dirty kind of a goal, which the Brazilian scored. The Ecuadorian scored a fantastic goal, but that match was like hog fight. Compared to that, this match was like a dream. So all in all, fantastic, great.
Cool. Mrigavan covered almost everything. Talked about Colombia match as well and Brazil Ecuador match as well. Yeah, I was very happy to be proven wrong. I thought it could be a 2-2 draw, but probably, especially the last save by Dibu with that header, I said, "Oh, I'm happy that you got my prediction wrong." First goal was, Di Maria could create, but it was really, really great start. When you start with a wonder goal, you know that this is going to be a good match. So overall, I think the team played well. As what Mrigavan pointed out is something I noticed. There was too many loose balls in the midfield, which the position was kind of given away without much effort. But I think the midfield there's still some time to work. And importantly, next match, DePaul will be missed, and he is kind of the pillar in the team, with or without Messi. He's kind of takes the maximum load, so he'll be missing. So it's a good test for the others to show up, because there's not much at stake in this. Winning unbeaten streak, if it gets broken, I wouldn't even mind, because before the World Cup starts, there won't be too many games, and if it gets broken, it's not too bad a sign for me, because there is some way the law of average comes in. everybody's giving fact one with Di Maria's goal. He entered the top 10 goal scorer for Argentina. So right next to him is ahead of him is uh, I think Passarella. Passarella with 23 goals. So Di Maria now has 22. So the captain might just touch or overtake Passarella, who is a World Cup winner. I mean, only Argentine actually with 2 World Cup medals, 78 and 86. And so let's see what Di Maria does. And Megoman gave his number as well, Lautaro. It is 18 goals in 36 games under Scaloni. Was the highest scorer under Scaloni for the Argentine team. And I think it was Krishna or Shikhar was saying that the goal he scored wasn't easy. I mean, if you notice the goal, Papu kind of covered 2 players, gave the ball to DePaul, and DePaul had some space, and with he utilized that space, passed it there. Seed was talking about that moment since morning, and that was a shot in which their injured goalkeeper got further injured, and it was a good goal. And I think Debu could have done better in that header. Obviously, Molina could have done better than Debu, but yeah, he made 2 fantastic saves, and he brings in something which is we all know about it. So let's, I think, talk a little bit. Megawan spoke about Colombia match, and I think this win. I mean, all of us were saying about Dybala is probably going to start. So I think because of some compulsions, we'll see a lot of new faces in the next match. Not just the yellow cards. I was reading some reports which is saying Ocampos and Maxi Meza, they are showing signs of COVID. So they probably will not be there, and Argentina might get a few emergency replacement as well because of the situation. We'll see what happens. So I'll talk about the Colombia match a little bit. Let's start with Supriyo. With the players not available and with the likely COVID, what's your take on the Colombia game?
Midfield will be difficult to manage because we have Lo Celso only as the registered midfielder currently that has played with Argentina in last few months. Other than that, Papu Gomez can come and drop in as a midfielder. Added to that, we have a Buendia, but Buendia will be most probably a debutant. He hasn't played with Argentina any match, so midfield is a concern. Acuna can actually come and play as a left midfielder, and with Tagliafico covering up in the left back. But then there will be no other option for a left back substitute in that match. So midfield is a very difficult position. Or otherwise, Scaloni can move to a 4-2-3-1 strategy with 2 midfielders and Dybala as an attacking midfielder in the front and 3 wingers. So you'll have to see. Defense automatically suspended, so Lisandro Martinez after today's match should get another chance, and along with him Scaloni will use an experienced defender. So I think Pazella will, despite our wishes, Pazella will come in. So Pazella and Lisandro Martinez will be our center backs. Molina hasn't performed well today, but he has been with the team playing as a first choice right back from last 3-4 games. So I think Molina will again start. So at the forward, Lautaro Martinez, Di Maria, and most probably in the right side, if Dybala plays as a attacking midfielder, which he's comfortable playing with, Angel Correa may start. So let's see. The midfield is still a concern because we are not sure which Guido Rodriguez will be available in the second half, the second match as well.
Yeah. The holding midfield is a concern, but because we'll see what happens. Yeah. Your thoughts on the Colombia game with the players that are not available for Shikhar? Your thoughts?
Yeah, so if holding midfield is a concern, if we have a decent, if Perez can play centre back with Pezzella, Lisandro Martinez can do the job there. He's he plays for Ajax quite often. And Tagliafico, I think, is suspended too. So we'll have to play Acuna there. And if Acuna plays at left back, we have Lo Celso to play at left mid, I mean left center mid, and Gonzalez. I would play Nico Gonzalez up front if we already have a shaky team. As I put, his work rate is going to be kind of vital when we are already on a little, I mean on a new inexperienced midfield already. So have a player who's going to run his arse off. It's going to be healthy for the team to have somebody who's going to work because DePaul is already out. Uh, and maybe play Montiel instead of Molina because Montiel is slightly more defensive. If we are playing a slightly more inexperienced team and with Pezzella already a known weakness, if Montiel can cover Luis Diaz, otherwise if Pezzella and Molina are up against Luis Diaz, I have a fairly bad premonition that he's gonna run them ragged. So there has to be somebody who's got to be able to defend against him. And with Rodrigo de Paul out, there is nobody on the right side of midfield to run and cover for them either. So I think Montiel kind of has to play ahead of Molina. I mean, we'll lose out a little in attack, but yeah, we have a lot. We have injuries, we have COVID, we have suspensions. Uh, Lautaro, Angel Di Maria, Nico Gonzalez up front, Lo Celso and Lisandro in the midfield with somebody else. Who I'm not sure. Papo Gomez probably, but if his swollen ankle gets better, no point trying to play an injured player there. I'm not very sure about anybody else. Buendia, I'd have liked Ocampos if he would have played. He's all he's
Showing
very
symptoms. Yeah.
but yeah, if he's showing symptoms and if he's out, then we are at a loss again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Supriyo. Yeah, you.
Yeah, I got reminded of something. This is where the goalkeeper is actually costing us. There's no point taking four goalkeepers in a squad. One more space we could have easily adjusted for another reserve outfield player. This is where the management needs to think.
Yeah.
These kind of situations will happen. Even in the tournaments, there will be injuries. There might be COVID there also. So,
Yeah.
management needs to think about this.
Yeah, I think before the World Cup, they should just give a farewell to Armani and said, thanks for everything. Stay back, stay at home, stay safe." Sid, your thoughts on the Colombia game?
Yeah, I'm going in with the same spirit as Chile game. Like everybody pointed out, it's going to be very tricky. And since the word is out that with the suspensions, COVID, and other issues, Colombians actually think that they can actually win. So another point to prove, like just like I said yesterday when I said that I want this team to prove that even though you're playing without the likes of Messi and main coach not being there, I want this team to go out and show that that against a hostile supporters you can win with you can win. And like Mirgabanda pointed out, it is important to show the world even with our second string players we can actually put up a performance and we can do it. So I want that replicated for Colombia as well. They are going to be much tougher opposition compared to Chile. They know that they have to win their games to keep up with the points, and they can't have any mediocrity. So with the strikers, I would go with Martinez. Is he there? I'm unable to
Yeah,
keep up
yeah.
with the suspensions. So yeah, I'll keep up. I'll keep Martinez up there. And with the amazing hard work Papu Gomez put in yesterday, I think he's untouchable with the performance he put in yesterday. So keep him at the left wing, and I would definitely bring in Dybala for this. Bringing as CAM and Di Maria on right, and Ocampos is actually 50-50, not because of COVID, because of the ankle problem. Ocampos, not sure about the other one. So in order to solve this problem, Scaloni has bought in Enzo Fernandez. He is a
Yeah.
River Plate player.
Emergency replacement. Yeah.
Yeah, who is on loan for some other club. So he could be there, but I'm unable to decide on the bottom two. I would structure it 4-2-3-1. So I'm little undecided on the lower side of the midfield. Uh, since Tagliafico is suspended, I would definitely bring in Acuna and usual defense. I don't think even if we lay all our points to justify on Pazzella not being there, there's nothing we can change to do to change that fact. So Pazzella with Lisandro Martinez is going to be our choice of center back partnership. And yes, like Supriya pointed out, Monty would be ideal choice to deputize in place of Molina, because we know that Luis Diaz is going to come blazing with all guns out, and Martinez in his usual place.
Yeah. Okay. Krishna, your thoughts?
Yeah, so who are the four players suspended? We have DePaul, Paredes, Otamendi, and who's the fourth one?
Tagliafico.
Tagliafico.
Aguilar. Okay, okay. So the defense, it's fairly sorted. So we have Acuna, and to be honest, I think most of them will deny, but I would like to see Nahuan Perez instead of Petzela, so that now we have given Lisandro an opportunity and he has proven it. So I think Perez should be given an opportunity to see how this pair of young center backs are gonna do, and maybe he could give us a surprise by keeping maybe a one goal, uh, conceding just a one goal or something. But then with Emiliano Martinez there as the goalkeeper, I think we would definitely be not losing. That is what I'm expecting. At the most for a draw, and like everyone is suggesting, like both Sid and Shrikar mentioned, we'll have Montiel as a better choice than Molina, because Luis Diaz is causing problems and is definitely going to cause problems with DePaul also being absent. With the midfield, I would like to see Papu Gomez and Dybala. I would like to see as an attacking midfielder. One thing about Dybala which I felt is he's particularly skillful, he's pretty talented, but then when it comes to oppositions that are pure physical in nature, he tends to I mean have this lackluster performance. I don't know why. Even I've seen him less shining when it comes to even Nigeria. So I don't want that kind of an attitude while playing a game. So I would definitely love to see him play and score. Otherwise, give some good opportunity to score. I think he cement his place in that case. In that case, it's kind of a scenario. So forwards, I would like to see in the two forwards. I would like to see Lautaro Martinez and Nico Gonzalez. I would like to see him because I don't know, with off the ball movement that he's kind of doing. Someone already mentioned it here, so that is always key. So if everyone is in a predictable position, the defenders would find it easy to defend. But then when a person is moving and they find attacking third, so it kind of confuses the defense and it is always going to cause problems to the defense. So I think what Nico is doing is something which we are underrating. So his movements are kind of making an impact in our gameplay, is what I suppose. So Nico Gonzalez and Lautaro as the forwards, and I would like to see Papu Gomez, Dybala, Lo Celso, and Di Maria in the right wing. And so I don't know about the defensive mid. So we are struggling there. I don't know what is, but then we'll go with these four. We'll go with no defensive mid, but we'll go with this four back, which is Acuna, Nahuan Perez, Lisandro Martinez, and Montiel, and we'll have Emiliano Martinez, which will have an expectation of at least a draw, which would be great, with three key players and also Leo Messi not being in place. So for the best. Thank you.
So before going to Brigoban, I just want to give an idea, and Brigoban, your thoughts and your counterpoint to it. I think Um, Given that, say for example, today Acuna did not come to substitute Tagliafico, but on against Colombia, Acuna will start in the left, and I think Shukriya was talking about Lisandro Martinez playing as a holding midfielder because he's very versatile. He can play left back, but I think today's performance and with Otamendi's absence, he will be in the central defense on the left side because he played, I think, really well today. With him, let's see whoever comes in. Whether it, I think they might be a little conservative to bring in somebody new, but let's see what happens. On the right of defense, I think it will be good idea to bring Montiel in, and then on top of it, play Molina as a to hold on the mid and the right because we don't have a holding midfielder like Guido, or probably we won't have Guido, or obviously we definitely don't have Paredes. So uh, because or even if we because we wouldn't have T-Paul, we wouldn't have the right hand cover. So have a double right back, one who is relatively fluent in wing playing ahead of Montiel and have Montiel. That's just a with young coaches, these guys are as managers, they're fairly young and they could take chances, they could try out things. So, and I am slightly concerned about Papu's ankle, whether he'll be fit enough. But if he is fit, then he will definitely play. And I'm a huge fan. I mean, those of you who have seen Papu Gomez in Atalanta, Atalanta's glory days, he was the key guy. So, but I am concerned about his situation, and I would prefer rather not take any risk with such ankle because any longish term risk will be, and Papu is not young. It's better to give chances to the new guys, show them to prove, and the spirit that Mrigobon was talking about. It's basically a win. Argentine senior team did not win anything since 93 Copa. So that win this 2021 has changed the mindset of the team. And there are some guys which is call it being cocky or call it the way they are huddling together in the team. The spirit is takes a team a long way. So as coaches might say, hey guys, we are not going to take chances. Dybala, you are such a talented player. Go and show what you can do. Di Maria will always, but I think today what happened, another thing, the subs were slightly delayed because say typically Scaloni takes those decisions real quick and everything, but today Dybala was not able to move much. At 85th minute, Angel Correa come, and Angel Correa, today is number 10. He actually could, if he plays a little longer, he would create a lot of differences. So I think with this injury, suspension, likely COVID, coaches should not take chances. Be a little creative among the players who are fully fit and ask them, go guys, prove that Colombia or whoever, they won't find it easy. And it's in the home turf. So I think that's my take on how the Colombia game should be approached. Mrigavan, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think having listened to all of you, I couldn't have agreed more with Indranatha as well as Krishna. I think my thoughts are like this, what you guys are saying. I think first of all, yes, it's a very tricky match, but it's a great problem to have at the end of the day because we don't have anything to lose. I mean, okay, fine. I mean, even if we don't win, even if we come out as a draw, or even if we lose for that matter, how does it matter? I mean, it's all right, absolutely okay, because we literally have a second stream team on the second, because with so many players inflicted by COVID and so many players suspended, no Messi, no Romero, it's virtually a second string team that we are going to play. So it's absolutely okay to lose, but it's very important to put up a fight, and which is where I think it is very important that the coach has to be creative. We may see players playing in new positions for the first time, and I would expect Scaloni to take that call. Okay, as Indranatha was rightly saying, it's a very good idea to keep Montiel in the right back and to ask Molina to kind of back him up and play that partially that Rodrigo De Paul's role. It's an interesting thought, and I think that's something which will provide a lot of buffer and cushion in the right wing, which will otherwise be, become Luis Diaz's, favorite area, and he will continuously pose threat. More importantly, see, while Colombia is Colombia, at the end of the day, Colombia also has, one or two very good players. If we can kind of stop them. So, for example, Luis Diaz has to be stopped. Okay, if Luis Diaz is stopped and the midfield, is more or less kind of taken care of with respect to ball possession, even at a 50-50 kind of a level, I think the match is not going to become too easy for Colombia to score. So yes, I agree with the team formation, which between Indunada and Krishna, whichever said, the teams. Yes, Papu has to play. I think Papu will be all right. Yes, there is a little bit of swollen on the knee, but on the ankle. I'm sorry, but this is where I probably have a little different view than Indunada. I think Papu will be fit to play, and it is important that Papu plays with the absence of so many senior players. With nobody there in the midfield, I think Papu's presence is going to become a very key factor. I would want to throw in definitely a Buendia. I would want to throw in definitely, okay, we don't have Ocampos, unfortunately. So we have probably Molina playing in the midfield on the right wing, and we will probably have Buendia, and we'll have Papu, and we'll probably have, a Dybala in that case, in that order probably. So yes, I would definitely want to see Buendia. Of course, we have Lo Celso there. So yeah, we have more, in between these 4 or 5 players, we will have to kind of, give them the roles, and you will have to define the roles very clearly. So Scaloni will do that for that matter, I'm sure. And yes, between Di Maria, Lautaro, and Nico, we have the 3 forwards. So the forward position is more or less sure. So that is probably the most assuring, the space in the field right now. Midfield is very wobbly. Defense is partially wobbly, but with Acuna there and Martinez there and Montiel there, 3 of the good guys are there. And the other 4th guy can be in between. We are also not talking about Lucas Martinez Quarta. He is also available. So, instead of a German Pezzella, who is very slow, you can also have a Lucas Martinez Quarta, who is little more faster than German Pezzella, probably, and that guy can also be experimented with along with Nauman Perez. So, defense is still kind of, according to me, okay. With Martinez there in the goal, I'm fairly okay. If we can stop Luis Diaz, then I think we have fairly done our job. I don't think any other guy in Colombia has much of a firepower to kind of break open this defense. Luis Diaz has, and he has to be stopped. So that's the only thing that I have in my mind. Midfield, yes, it's a very wobbly situation. Dybala will have to be told that he will have to play as a midfielder, probably, and he will have to, probably coordinate well with Nico on the left side, or I don't know if Di Maria plays on the left and Dybala plays on the right. I don't know how the combinations are going to be. It's going to be quite tricky. Scaloni must be already, and he must be putting up a lot of drawing boards and putting up all permutations and combinations to see what will work well. Because it's a really tricky scene now as to who will play and what role will he kind of don that day. So it will be interesting to see. I think Buendia should be given a chance along with Lo Celso. Let's play them. Let's absolutely. What is there to lose? Even if we are defeated once, it's absolutely okay. And I agree with Indonada. It is better to get defeated before the World Cup than in the World Cup. So it's absolutely okay. I mean, fine. I mean, one symbolic defeat before the World Cup is fine.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it will kind of break the the law of average.
Yeah.
Absolutely okay with that thought. I think so. Yeah, more or less in line with what you guys have said.
Cool. I think so. We discussed the Chile game. We discussed the problems that we have because of the COVID and the injury and suspension. It's a challenge, but it's a good challenge to have at this point in time because the confidence is high. It's good time to throw in some new players, old players in new positions, and go ahead and try it. So to conclude, we'll just do a round of yes, Singh. Yeah.
Yeah. So regarding this thing of unbeaten run, every time Argentina plays before the match or after the match, there's this hype and buzz that these many games you have gone on unbeaten, and I don't think that's not good. It's not good for psyche, not only for the players but also for fans as well, because yeah, like Mrigabanda pointed out, it's always better to go into the World Cup hassle free with the free brain without any much pressure. And if we go into the World Cup, our end goal is not 100 matches unbeaten run. That is not our end goal. Our end goal is try to do as good as possible in the upcoming World Cup, and as good as possible with a decent probability of winning. In order to meet that equation, I really feel that this hoodoo of unbeaten streak needs to be stopped. We are like good unit, good energetic young players who have great desire and hunger to do great things. But there is also some sort of cockiness that is undeniable, that it comes with the territory. When you're doing this well, it is bound to happen. So I would rather see that bubble burst before the World Cup itself, like Mirgavanda pointed out. And instead of losing against a South American team, I would really love to see that bubble being burst against a good European team. Even though Italy has gone on, Italy won the Euro 2020, two to three other teams are still good enough to put up a great show in the World Cup, and that includes England, Spain, and with Hansi Flick in charge, Germany as well. So if we put up a fight against these teams, we really tell the world that look, it is not just against the South American teams who European think they are inferior, but we can also put up a fight against best ones as well. So I really hope, for sake of everyone, for fans and for players, that this bubble bursts before the World Cup. And bursting in the sense, not by losing 3-4 nil, but a fighting performance, which Argentina and Scaloni will do at all costs. Yeah, that is what I
So
wanted
no,
to say.
this Argentine unit will fight whoever plays. And I don't think as a team and the way they play, it's for them that okay, 28 will have to make it a 29th. The players don't go with that sentiment because this is not really that kind of a game. They said, okay, we're playing Colombia, we have these challenges, let's go and give it our best. And at the end, if it's 29th game or if it's 20th game, after that it's beaten, it's okay. Then you start afresh the next game. So I'm not too worried. And even as a fan that, 28, 29, but as a fan, I'd say I take pride in these numbers and I'll take that. And I think there's enough time in the World Cup. And if we get some opportunity, then there could be different results. And even as I said at the very beginning, if we lose against Colombia, we lose. But as I said, in the last segment, we'll do a prediction because Colombia match is in the midweek. I don't think we'll be able to do a detailed preview. And we've actually done quite a bit of preview of the Colombia game with our suspension. So I'll start with the prediction. And I think it's going to be a 29th match, unbeaten streak continuing. Sorry, said. And Argentina is going to win 1-0. Shrikar, your prediction.
I'll say a 1-1 draw.
Conservative.
Uh,
Supriyo. Oh no, Shekhar, you wanted to add something to that?
Yeah, Lautaro will score.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the other. Who will score for Colombia? Somebody will. I'm hoping a defender scores a header so that it'll save face. I don't want an attacker ripping through the defense. A fluke header from a corner, that is easier to digest.
No, so listen, say Luis Diaz will run. So that I want
Yeah,
his run to be stopped.
he'll run. Yeah.
Because he runs, it's scary when so that's why my
He's
thought of
pacey,
having if he is in his rhythm, his and as a football fan, it's delight to watch him. But against Argentina, I would rather leave my football fan hat there and said, okay, stop him. Supriyo, your prediction.
I'll predict like 1-1 draw, like Srikar said. I think it will be a tough match. It will be an evenly contested match, and both the teams will get a goal. Let's see what happens today, Colombia versus Peru, because it's still to be played, and maybe they will have a few more suspensions as well. I don't know. Maybe Luis Diaz gets suspended. Who knows? We
Yeah.
have to see. Yeah, there is also a couple of good players like Muriel is there. I don't know what's his
Yeah.
status. Muriel is there. Zapata is still playing, right? Zapata?
I think so. I haven't looked at their
No
squad for
problem.
this. Yeah,
Okay, so yeah, Muriel is a good player, fast player. They have strong players who are physical players. So they play a dirty game. They get physical. They do this foul thing, unsettle the rhythm of the game. So yeah, 1-1 is what I'm going for.
and I think in the Colombian team might just have some mind game with Emi, because that tiebreaker, the way he bullied them to this is kind of. But I think Emi, because he came up as a winner with that bullying thing, there will be some mind game that will be continuously part of this. It will be a fun watch, because this guy is not someone who will say who will have a subdued attitude. He will give it back. Krishna, your prediction?
Yeah, Sid, I'm sorry, I'm taking your scoreline now.
Yes,
So
yes,
yeah, it's 2-1.
yes.
So I
Because
was
say,
hoping for a clean sheet, but then with the defense without Otamendi and Romero, so I think we are gonna concede one, but then still we are gonna win. That is.
because say Di Maria is going to score whatever happens, and if Lautaro scores, then Argentina is scoring twice. Yeah, Sid, new prediction. Say, predict an Argentine win, and so that you
Well,
go.
even though with the points that mentions, I still feel that we are going to win and we are going to extend our unbeaten run. How it's going to play out? Argentina will take the lead, and those Colombians will come out with everything they have. They will equalize, but given that we are playing at home, that is going to encourage our players to push for that second goal. And second thing, with so many suspensions and this COVID shit, many players have opportunity to try to get a foothold, and I think those players are going to be hungry to do it, and hoping for a good few odd performance from here and there, whether it comes from Dybala or even Enzo Fernandez for his debut. I'm hoping one of those players does something extraordinary. So I'm going with either 2-1 or 3-1 win, only because that third goal is only because of we are playing at home.
Yeah, Rigovan, your thoughts on the predicting the score?
So I was hearing a little bit of an ESPN in the afternoon during lunchtime about their kind of understanding about the Colombia team before the Colombia-Peru match. And what I understood is that Colombia has one of the best defenses, in the CONMEBOL, because, in the last 5 or 6 matches, because they have not conceded, while they have not been able to score anything. So they have a problem actually, which is quite opposite to what we were discussing. They have a problem in their forward line. They are not being able to get their act together, whereas their defense is very, very tight. Now, I think it will be a match between their defense versus our.
Your audio is very.
Is it okay now?
Yeah, it is. It is.
So I think let me just bring it close to my face. I think so it will be a fight against the Colombian defense versus our forwards. So but given that our forwards are definitely and I'm 100% sure that Di Maria is again going to score, or a Lautaro is definitely going to score. So I would probably go ahead with a 1-0 to Argentina.
Yeah. So I have the same prediction, but I think because I think Di Maria is going to score, and let's see whoever scores. And Colombia got conceded against Honduras in a friendly in January, so no need to But yeah, in the qualifying they have not conceded much. But let's see what happens. So I think with that we will. Yeah, Mrigoban, you're muted.
And I'm saying they also have a great goalie. Let's not forget, Ospina has a fantastic,
Yeah.
So they also have
Yeah, yeah. So I think the match is Wednesday morning India time, right? Tuesday, it's Wednesday morning. So fans will get up, and it's always good to see a wonder goal like what Di Maria scored today early. So it get charged. Yeah, it's worth waking up for such things. So hope something like that happens on Wednesday as well. Yeah, yeah,
It says that Papu Gomez is out till mid February.
yeah. So it did not look very well. And if you look at this Papu's injury, that for photos given by his wife in Insta, and don't risk him. Yeah, I mean, I'm okay because let others play. We say Papu with his experience, with his skill set, whenever he comes in, he will perform. You saw when he came in for Copa America, he kept scoring. So, and it's high time with no Papu, no Rodrigo De Paul, no Messi. They're all different players, but I'm talking about somebody who is a talented, who can be inspiration, give an inspiration performance. It's time for Dybala, and I think he's definitely going to play against the Colombia because with so many players not available, the coach will bring him in.
I
Shubki, you
don't know
wanted to say
why.
something?
Yeah. I don't know why in last qualifiers we saw Ezequiel Zavalos, Thiago Almada. These guys were called up. I don't know suddenly why they were dropped and not drafted in. Maybe this is a match where Thiago Almada could have actually played. We haven't seen much of him, but yeah, I know he's a prodigy, but a very good player upcoming. Might have been drafted in. I'm not sure why he has been kept out. Also, unfortunately, Nicolas Dominguez, he is recovering from an injury. He has been decent
He,
with Bologna, and suddenly he has been dropped.
but he never plays for Argentina. He is always in the squad, but he doesn't play.
I agree,
Nicolas,
but this is a
he's
time. It's a time where he could have actually played. He's playing decent for
yeah,
Bologna. Syria.
yeah. I think with the team spirit, and I think there's enough resource. We'll do well. We'll play well. We'll give it a good game, and most probably will end up winning. So, in that note, we'll call this pretend, and so we'll meet. I think a lot of us will watch the game together on Wednesday morning. Till then, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Guys, so I was just thinking, uh, how about if I mean, since the prediction, I was just thinking, if we go on to win the game, how about everyone who comes in wears the jersey or scarf, whatever they have for the next
Yeah,
meeting, so that we have some
yeah, yeah. I think
something special.
yeah. After the Copa final win, after that win, I think we had it in half an hour or an hour. I took a shower, won my Argentina jersey, and came in there. So yeah, next I do a match review wearing, our Argentina colors.
Yeah,
Good
we
idea.
haven't done that strangely.
Yeah, yeah. Chalo
Okay,
then,
guys.
guys. Yeah. Bye bye.
So, just a second, I'll stop the live stream. Thank you everyone for joining. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll